Do you think it's important to have a self commitment in a relationship? Because my background idea on this question, when you talk about relationships and stuff like this, and everybody's got this list of things that they negotiables, non-negotiables, red flags, all this stuff, that they have these criterias of what they think is going to work for them in a relationship. Well, and some of them have a, we all have a preference of our person, what draws us to a person, a muscular build, a big booty, some big titties, or, or whatever. We all have a physical idea of what we think is cute and nice looking and handsome and all that stuff. But I've rarely heard of wanting somebody that has a health mindset or a health commitment or being healthy. Um, yeah, we all want somebody that's in shape, so to speak,
Right.
but specifically having a health commitment to it.
Hmm.
And do you think that's important?
I would
Yes, a question.
say yes. I wouldn't necessarily say a commitment, but be conscious about your health.
Mhm.
I mean, because you don't want to get with somebody who just don't care at all. Not saying that you got to be this fitness guru or be a size 5 or size 0, and he don't have to have all these muscles, but just be a little self-conscious about your health, you know, regular doctor visits. um it don't hurt to go and work out 2 3 times a week. That's, but because it's like it's a commitment. I wouldn't say, yeah, well, that's still being a commitment because that's being self-conscious about your health. So yeah, you just want somebody that's willing to take care of their body to actually have some type of longevity of, because you don't want to get with somebody and they know they're not taking care of their body properly, they're not doing what's right, and then you get connected, and as some say, you fall in love, and then the year later you down and out and you can't do nothing, and it's like nobody signs up for that. You want to have some joyous years with a person that you're really into. You want to be able to go and do something, and if you're not taking care of your body, then you'll never, or your health, you'll never do that.
The reason I bring that up is because of, and this is part of us talking about the relationship support aspect of what we're talking about here. The Because we are getting older, there's always unforeseen circumstances. There's always things in life that just happens that you can't control, right?
Correct.
But as we've gotten older, we should have the understanding that there are things that we can, the odds in our favor on. And a
Right.
lot of times, being older, we negate that because of habit, lack of discipline, and then we just continue down a road that is physically and mentally unhealthy just because that's what we've been doing,
Hmm.
you know. And so what I appreciate is that you understand my drive to always wanting to be healthy, and I'll try out things to see if there's some kind of health benefit there for me, and you try different things and open to that. And I appreciate that because I've experienced where the other person has been closed off to being healthy, not for me, but for their own health.
Hmm.
And therefore having that kind of commitment to yourself, um, to me is important. And that's why I brought up the question, because sometimes we do things and we're not realizing that we're doing it. Yes,
Hmm.
there is a health commitment, to
Hmm.
yourself, to being healthy and trying different things and not just settling for, well, this is the way I've always done it and it's worked, because we all know our body changes over time. But for those out there listening, ask yourself, is that important in your relationship, like all the other things, a person being stable, a person uh, having a job or having income, or a person that is, a God-fearing or a church person or this, that, and the other. Is that in your list of things? Now that I brought up the question, should you add that to your list of things if you are in on the market or in the market of
Okay.
criteria things for people, for of what you're looking for. This is something to consider. I'm not saying that you have to do anything I say, but to me, I think it's something to consider, especially when you get older.
I agree. And see, like for example, I started on a fitness or I committed to myself for a healthy living. And it was before I met you, but it was after I lost my brother at a young age to a heart attack, and so I'm like, oh no, I gotta start doing something different for my health. So then I got into it, but then I started letting different things take away my priority. They started interfering with my exercise and working out and doing all this extra stuff to where I stopped. But then when you have someone to like motivate you or are on the same thing of wanting to have a healthy life, it does make it a lot easier to do